Oh, of fucking course I have the stream open somewhere else and it's been echoing slightly this entire time. Listen, you can hear two of me. Bloody hell, you can hear two of me. Oh, great googly fucking moogly. Get out of my face. Get out of my face, mate. Welcome back to the stream, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out today. Oh. Come on, Spotify, don't let me down. Play the music. Come on, play this shit. Please. I was having some weird issues with Spotify earlier. I thought my internet was dead. Two of me. Two of them. Two of them. Two of them. Mad. Imagine those two. There you go. There you go. Thank you so much for having me back, everybody. And I'm sorry for disappearing for such a long time. I'm happy to be back. I'm excited to start streaming again and to enter into a really interesting stage of my life. There's a lot going on. We're already getting, oh my god, a lot of welcome back messages. Thank you so much, everybody. Kusako, thank you very much for the super. I appreciate it. It's strange. We were all so busy. I genuinely, I didn't realize I was gone for that long. It's crazy, but I'm so happy to be back. So happy to be back. First of all, big Akasupa from Dayon. Thank you very much for that. Hope you spent your happy day in Japan. Happy birthday to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it to the end of the earth. 3 Akasupas from Dayon. Thank you very much. Finally setting a definite goal and working hard to achieve it. I'm incredibly proud of you. Insanely proud of you. Oh, let's fucking go, baby. Let's go, baby. So proud of you. Thank you for sharing all that with me, and I hope you have a wonderful birthday, okay? Where was the last Akasupa? There it is. About to graduate from university, and the whole world is about to open up to you. And thank you to everyone else for all of the supers as well. So today, I'm here to update you on some fun stories that happened while I was away, to talk about what's going to come next, what my plans are for the time being, for the next few weeks, and just to sort of reconnect and to get in touch. When I booted Streamlabs up when I was setting up today, I got really confused about where the music was coming from. It was playing some really jolly music, and I realized it's because the last stream I did on this computer, literally the night before I flew to Japan, was the announcement for the Prism Cup with Solen. So it's been a long fucking time. Chan-chan and Chun Miraki and Natsu, thank you very much for the super. Okay. So yes, we went to Japan. Bunch of us were there. Vast majority of the boys from Luxiem and from Noctix, and I feel like an important distinction to make is to clarify that we were very much not there for another vacation. We were there on business, and everyone has been working very, very, very hard. And so I think that's one of the reasons why I wasn't able to stream as much as I would have wanted to, being away for that long. I haven't been away from the UK for that much time in many, many years, and it was, it was really, really interesting. So we'll see. We'll see. Obviously can't say more than that. Missed you too. No, you don't understand. I missed you too. I missed you too. Even though I did a couple streams while I was there, I missed you too. I missed you too. I missed you too. So while I was there, pretty much almost everyone that I had met there before, almost everyone that I met when I went, I had met before, apart from Sani, who I met for the first time. And I love Sani. He was like such a great person to hang out with, honestly. He has a very, very calm demeanor. Very, very calm all the time. He's always like, yeah, man, what's going on? Like, he's just walking around doing his thing, and he's got a really good head on his shoulders. And one thing I really appreciated about him is his ability to just kind of like be really straightforward with you in a lot of ways that I think when, especially in like in Niji, there are so many sort of deeply introverted people that sometimes people can sort of struggle to be really straightforward. But for a really good example would be when we went to karaoke a few times, and one of the times we went, I was pretty drunk, and I was going crazy on the mic, and Sonny just kind of gave me a tap, and he was like, you might want to hold the mic a little further away from your mouth, and I was like, oh shit, sorry. and I was fine, right? And I really appreciated that about him. And I also like spending a bunch of time and just sort of having like, hanging out. We also have a very similar sense of humor. I found like an obscure meme on my like fucking photos folder in my phone, and I was like, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And he thought it, and he laughed like a lot instead of just being like, "Oh," like most people are. He genuinely kind of got the joke and thought it was great, and that was like really refreshing. So yeah, Sunny was really really nice to hang out with. But nothing could stop us from constantly turning to him and reminding him of being like, "Yo, Sonny, my man, Sonny, my man. Hey, Sonny, my man, can you? Wait, are you gonna get the bill for this restaurant? Hey, Sonny, my man, are you gonna try and call us a taxi?" It was really funny. It was really funny and so much fun to just to get to hang out with him. I feel so lucky. I feel so lucky to get to have friends like that. Oh man, it was an incredible experience. I had an amazing time. Never live that down. No, nor should he. I think that for comedic purposes, for contributions to culture, it is important that he never live it down. But what else happened? It was really funny. We went to a whole load of restaurants, and it was really funny to see people react to how much my tastes have changed since I was last in Japan. Because last time I was in Japan, I was overcoming my fear of seafood, and I was sort of awakening to how much I enjoyed seafood, and I was sort of nervous about it, and I was always going for the meat options. But then when we went to like izakaya or something like that, and everyone else was getting karage, or they were getting meats or whatever it is, I was always like hunting the menu, looking for sashimi, looking for sushi, and I was always like just dolloping wasabi on top of all of these different cuts of fish. And oh my god, I have a new love, and I can't go back until sometime in the future when I go back to Japan. Sushiro is amazing, and you know why? It's because the quality of that sushi, for what's supposedly like conveyor belt, almost fast food sushi, is better than any of the expensive high-end I sort of read the word wasabi in chat. Sushi that you can get at the very least in the UK. And I was sat there just dialing away on the little app, and it was coming in, and it comes in on the conveyor belt, bing bing bong, and I was sat there and I was just having I ate so much. I ate so much sushi while I was there. I was so happy. I tried scallop sushi for the first time, and that was beautiful. And that was really, really nice. And yeah, it was just such a... It was a really, really nice experience. And to go back to Japan and to do so like with so much more enthusiasm and so much more knowledge about local cuisine, and to want to try so much more. I remember at one point we went to a Yoshinoya branch, and that was really funny because it's really like that kind of restaurant setting and layout is so unlike anything I've been to before. You know, Yoshinoya with like the whole just the seats that are just out in rows. You can't sit facing anyone. You're not going to Yoshinoya as like a for like a social experience. You're there to eat a nice bowl of beef and rice, and the food is really good. And I remember I was sat next to Uki in Yoshinoya, and I was sat near to Uki certainly, and we kind of turned to each other, and we were wondering, like, we both kind of like made eye contact, and we both knew what the other person was thinking. It was like, do they have a drinks menu? Because the only menu there was for food. And so we asked, like, do you guys have a drinks menu? And they were like, there's water or there's beer. And that was it. I was like, oh, right. Clearly catering to their target demographic of very tired men. But that day I was not drinking, and so I was just sat there having water. Yes. In the UK we pronounce it scallops. Okay? Not scallops. Scallops. And you're going to have to get used to how I pronounce it, because I thought they were really yummy. And I had plenty of them. Oh yeah! I tried, it's funny, I remember while I was in LA, when I got sushi with Sho and Saikuno and a load of other people, there was, sea urchin on the menu. And that was like the one piece of sushi that I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to try sea urchin. But then, while I was in Japan, it was actually on my flight home, I tried sea urchin for the first time, and it was fine. I wouldn't say it was like my favorite thing to have on sushi. It was definitely a lot more fish tasting than other types of sushi, but I still liked it. I thought it was nice. So I tried sea urchin, which was a pretty unique experience. Didn't think I would get around to that in this lifetime, but I have done it, and it was quite nice. What the scallop? Oh, plankton. Oh, Karen, my computer wife. I just want to go back to sushi roll. None of the sushi in Bikini Bottom levels up to what they have over there, Karen.
Oh, Plankton. We just gotta get you another plane ticket.
Oh, I love you, Karen, my computer wife. Yeah, I was mad. I'm like Karen, I'm a computer wife. So that was pretty fun. Oh yes. I don't know. I'm here to pop in and remind you all that you should be jealous of me. I decided that because it was an experience. It was a particular ticket I'd been wanting to get for a long time. I decided that overall, I need to cut short my fascination with first class flying, and I need to just be okay with getting premium economy or business class, because it's not like I can't afford it, but I just feel weird about spending that much money on something that just gets used up. Like, even though it's a fantastic experience, it still feels scary to put that much money into really anything outside of like a business expense. And so I decided I was like, all right, this is going to be outside of very special occasions or like brand new experiences. This is going to be the last time I do it. And I flew with ANA on first class, and I would have to say it's probably it was a good one to pick as something to put an end to my addiction, because Jesus fucking Christ, it was really, really good. So I mentioned already about having tried sea urchin, but both ways, both flying from the UK to Japan and then back, they had a different set menu each time. And the food, it's amazing. I had sashimi on a plane that tasted better than any sashimi you can get anywhere in the UK. And it made me so sad. When I was finishing up my plate, I was like, oh. On the way back, I ate the last cut of sashimi on my way home, and I was like, oh, this is it. For I don't know how long. One day I might have more. But for now, this is all I've got. And but it was really, really good. And so yeah, that was nice. So the really fascinating thing about ANA is how new their premium product is, and it was the same. So the business class. Last time I went to Japan back in January with Mister, we went on business class together, and it's the same sort of like modern layout. But the first class one, it's so big. The seat is so big. I think I could have. You guys know I struggle to find shoes my size. You guys know I struggle to sort of, my legs hang over the end of my bed when I try to go to sleep. I still think the space you get in one seat would probably be enough for me to, even while the seat was not made into a bed, I could have laid down flat and still had plenty of room. Good question. Yes, my Japanese has not. I haven't learned any more about the language really, but what I have done, I've memorized a few more basic phrases. I felt so proud of myself. So, I remember there was one time I was getting yakiniku with some of the others, and that day I was drinking, and I was like, I want to be able to ask, can I have another beer? What's the phrase? And I asked Sunny, and he told me, sumimasen, mo hitotsu kudasai, or mo hitotsu onegaishimasu. And I remember, I internalized that. When the waiter came out, I got really nervous and I kind of stuttered through it, but then I remembered it and I said it, and I felt really proud of myself. And then later on, I think sort of in the last few days, we had like a chill izakaya dinner, and I was having some non-alcoholic beer, and they came in, and I immediately I didn't even have to think about it that hard. They just came in, and I said, "Sumimasen, mo hitotsu onegaishimasu." And then I looked at myself. I was like, "Oh, I did it! I did it! I did it!" And it felt really, really good. I learned all sorts of little bits and pieces, and it was fun. I remember at one point I needed to get a taxi by myself, and I was in the taxi on my phone, and I was like Googling different phrases that you can use to communicate with the taxi driver in Japanese. But I actually don't think I can really remember what any of them are. I know koko means like this one, or like right here. So hang on, wait a minute. Is it? Hang on. Taxi phrases, Japanese. Hang on. I'm trying to remember what it was. Nihongo Jaws. Where is it? Yeah, I was reading this article in the back of the thing, and I read it so many times just trying to make sure, absolutely sure I got it right. Once you write, kokui desu. Kokui desu. That's the one I did. And then I had like I didn't trust myself to read out to say the name of like the address of where I was going, because I knew I'd probably pronounce it wrong. So I had it. I asked someone to write it down for me. I think at one point I asked staff to write down where I needed to go so I could show it to them. And then I was like, what is the phrase? I got this one. I got this one right. Kokomade onegaishimasu. That's the one. Please take me here. Yeah. So I'm really keen on learning more Japanese because I would like to go back a lot, and we were there for such a long time. Like I said, a longer time than I've been on any sort of like trip away from home. I think the last time I went on a trip that long must have been almost like 6-7 years ago. So I got so used to it. Like I just got so used to that life, you know, and got used to like the custom, and I got used to like the manners and everything. And by the time it was over, like I almost felt like, I don't know, I was ready to just stay by the time we had to go home. So I'm definitely interested in sort of in being there longer, and to see if I can't learn more of the language, because it's a fantastic language. Obviously one that I have spoken at various points throughout history, but unfortunately no longer have any memory of, apart from what I can learn. And like I said, I would like to be able to learn any language without needing to kill someone. That would be quite nice. A really nice way of me integrating into society a little further. And someone asked, do they have... So back to ANA. They have... On ANA, and I know about this because of my favorite YouTuber, Trek Trendy. Will, if you want to come on Under the Table, hit me up. Trek Trendy, who has done videos where he's flown ANA first class before, commented on the fact that they have on offer glasses of Hibiki 21, which is a very rare whiskey that retails at north of $2,000 a bottle. And if you fly first class in ANA, you can have as much of it as you want for free. And I tried it, and I couldn't believe any of my five senses while I was tasting it. I can't even remember like what the notes were. I've been getting good at tasting. I've been getting pretty good at whiskey tasting. I've been getting pretty good at like sort of nosing and figuring out the different notes and stuff, but Hibiki 21 is a very strong whiskey. It's very powerful. It was very smoky, and it was just had a really beautiful sort of well-rounded flavor. I think it's because I was so tired from traveling and had also already drunk quite a bit. Is that what you were drinking when you... Yes. So I was... The thing you guys need to understand about in first class and ANA, the TV screens they give you are fucking enormous. They're the size of the entire seat. Hang on a minute. How big are ANA first class TV? Just to give you guys an idea. You, in your first class seat in ANA, you get a 42-inch TV. It is the size of it is the same width as the seat itself. It's the biggest screen I've ever seen on a plane. And when I plugged my laptop in and tried to do some work, I was too drunk, and I thought, fuck it, I'm going to play some games. And I booted up. So I was there sipping $2,000 whiskey while playing Bloons Tower Defense on a 42-inch TV 35,000 feet in the air, which was just an incredible experience. And what I want to do, I have a picture that I took of balloons up on the screen in the seat, and I'm going to ask staff if it's all right for me to post that, because obviously, you know, there's all stuff with like, you know, posting stuff from companies. You got to make sure that you have permission and stuff, but I'm sure it should be fine. And it just looks really funny. It just looks really funny to have such a modern seat with all of these like amenities around it. And then just have balloons in the middle. But you know what else? What the fuck was I going to say? Oh yeah, another funny thing about Hibiki is I was very excited. So I have like, as a frequent whiskey enjoyer and taster, I have like just my muscle memory for when it comes to nosing and when it comes to tasting. And normally, whiskey is served as a little like sort of a little splash of it at the bottom of a deep whiskey glass, and so you'd be the aroma can kind of fill the top of the glass, and you can sort of swirl it and you can smell it. For whatever reason, I had been having sake prior to this, and it was in a little sake-sized wine glass, and they came and they brought me my hibiki in that, and I was like, sure, whatever, and I did my normal routine of smelling, but because it was such a small glass, it was full up to the top, and I inhaled, and a bunch of whiskey went up my fucking nose, and it was really embarrassing to be in such an exclusive place surrounded by very successful business people and to ask for a very expensive glass of whiskey and then to snort a bunch of it up my nose by accident, and then I just sort of spluttered everywhere and my shirt was covered in little splashes of whiskey. It did hurt quite a bit, actually. It did hurt a little bit. But yeah, so that was that. If food was incredible, service was incredible. And I tried to watch The Batman again when I was on my way back, but to be honest, I can't tell if it's because I was tired, but it didn't really like register with me on the same level that it did when I watched the first time. I think it's like goofier than I remembered. I mean, there's nothing wrong with like a comic book film being goofy, but I felt like the tone being set by the Batman was like benefited so much from its sincerity, and I don't know, there was some like lines and stuff where I was like, that is just here because this film needs to The Batman, the Robert Pattinson one, The Batman. It felt a little, the thing is, I don't mind like campy movies and sort of tones and stuff like that, but in The Batman it sort of felt a little bit like out of left field because the cinematography especially like creates this vibe, like such a convincingly dark and gritty tone from the very beginning. Like I think the opening scene of the Batman is genuinely fantastic. Of, you know, the bat signal going up and that being a symbol of fear, and criminals all over the city wonder, will he come after me next? And the way that was shot, along with the music, boom, 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 boom. Is a fantastic opening scene. But then there are just some lines where it's like, some of these concepts are so blatant and so clear, and yet they just sort of feel the need to spell it out for you. And to be honest, it's just sort of like, I don't know, it took me out of it a little bit. Maybe I need to watch it again when I'm sober and I'm not on a plane. But yeah, overall, I still think it's good, and I love Robert Pattinson. I think he's fantastic, and he looks great. In the bat suit. Do you want to know something? I remember watching it and thinking about how great he looked, like with he's got such a great jaw for Batman, right? I was thinking about how great he looked, and I mean, no disrespect to Ben Affleck, I think he's a terrific actor, but goddamn, it really made me think about how goofy Ben Affleck's Batman looks. Like his cowl, it looks like a little balaclava, like it just sort of smooshes his face. It sort of smooshes his face into the middle, and he just kind of seems a little bit too sort of stubby to be. I don't know. I feel Ben Affleck is a fantastic actor, but I just don't know if he's a Batman for me. Like he just sort of doesn't really suit the physicality of the character, and I always thought he looked really silly in the Batsuit. But Robin Pattinson doesn't have that problem. I think he looks great. What else was I going to say? Oh, I had another story I was going to tell. Oh shit. Oh, I had another thing I was going to tell, and I was going to drift seamlessly from this to that and that to this, and then I fucking forgot what it was. Oh, yeah. So I mentioned on my last stream where we were having a little chit-chat, I mentioned that I had been to the doctor, and it was a bit of a mess. This is because I can now, obviously, with hindsight, you will now know that at that time I was in Japan. And I speak almost no Japanese, and I was running from place to place, not ever having really used the subway by myself. Most other times we've been sort of hanging out with the others, or managers have been helping us figure out which way to go. But I was by myself, running from sort of place to place. So the way it worked is that I went to a clinic. I can't remember where it is, somewhere in central Tokyo. And they said, like, you look fine, but we don't have, like, the facilities for, like, proper testing. So you may want to go here. And they gave me a map, and they said, all right, we've booked you an appointment in Shinjuku, and it's in less than an hour. And I was like, fuck. And so if I was trying to remember where I was, it was like on the opposite side of the, in the Tokyo subway, you've got like the green train line that goes in a circle around the middle. Well, I was on like the opposite side from Shinjuku. And so I was just, I tried to figure out where to get my ticket, where to go, get on the subway, go around. And then for whatever reason, finding this clinic in Shinjuku was fucking impossible because so many places you need to go to in Japan aren't like their own building. They are one small lot inside of a large building or skyscraper of some kind. And so I was like 45 minutes late for my appointment, and I was so lost in the blistering fucking heat, just wandering around Shinjuku by myself, like, where am I? Where do I go? And that was really funny. But eventually I made it, and I had my fucking ultrasound, and they told me I was fine. So that was a really interesting experience. And the one thing that I really want to highlight from that experience that I now get to say, because you guys know we were in Japan at the time, I want to say a big thank you to my manager-san, because they took very, very good care of me throughout the entire experience and was very helpful in making sure that I had an appointment on the same day and made sure that I was going to the right place, and was just very calm and collected and helpful throughout the entire experience. And it was very, very nice to get to see manager again. And yeah, that was a really nice experience. I've really felt like saying that for a long time. Ever since that experience, I felt so indebted to them. And it made me really, really want to sort of say something. I really wanted to get them like some kind of present, like a bottle of whiskey, because I saw one of because I figured that would be a good gift. But then again, I don't know. I'm too nervous to ask what kind of gift would be good. I'm too nervous to ask a lot of things. And that was good. So I was very grateful for that. And yeah, it was just really nice to see everyone again. It was really nice to get to hang out with everyone. One of my favorite things that we would do is that most nights we were going out for dinner. And it makes sense because while you're in a foreign country, especially a foreign country so famed for its fantastic food, you need to get out and experience quite a bit of that. So we were going to ramen shops, we were going to yakiniku, we were going to izakaya, we were going to sushi, we were going to all sorts of different things. And it was fantastic. But there were some nights when we were really, really tired because we were doing quite a lot. These were some very, very long, very, very busy days. And some days we were too tired to go out for anything. And what sometimes we would do, it wouldn't be like everybody, but it would be always, I think, usually plus or minus one person occasionally. It would be me, Ike, Uki, and Sunny, and we would gather in Shu's room at the hotel, and we would all play video games and order Uber Eats, and that was just one of my favorite things that we did. Usually we were playing Smash, which was really, really nice for me, and I was so lucky that I remembered to bring my GameCube controller, because I was always like trying to play with characters that weren't Kazuya, but then if ever I lost like maybe 2 or 3 games in a row, like if I came second or third or last or whatever, like maybe 2 or 3 in a row, I'll be like, all right, it's time to pull Kazuya out. And I was always, and then I was like, I had clean house for a little bit, and I'm like, all right, yeah, now I'm good. Now I can go back to some random other pick. It's really nice. Oh God, I really want to like for a while, like I've really wanted to commit to like really getting better at Smash, because I think Fuchan just set this insane benchmark of like, you guys, you've watched that Smash collab, right? The one where it was me, Fuchan, Dopi, Sunny, Shu, bunch of other people. And we were playing Wilson and all of that. And we were playing Smash, and I beat everybody and then couldn't land a single hit on Fuchan. Like, I know that Kazuya Richter is a bad matchup, and I'm okay with that, but I need to do a little better than that. And the problem with Smash is that because of the netcode, like, it's really difficult to genuinely practice the game at home. You kind of need, if you want to practice the game sort of on, you know, local, which is what most competitive systems are for Smash, you really need to practice in person. And obviously difficult for someone like me who's, you know, stuck inside working all day. And without any sort of like friends locally who play all that much, or at least not to my level, it's like difficult to find somewhere to practice. So I don't know. I know a bunch of like top players have learned by just spamming Elite Smash, and maybe that is what I should do. Get my network adapter set back up and like get way better at the game, but whatever. But anyway, it was a really lovely experience to get to hang out with the boys, gather up in Shu's room, and to sit there and game for ages. And I remember at one point we didn't start with Smash. We started by like watching a Try Not to Laugh compilation or something like that, and that was quite funny. What was it? It was some. Oh yeah, we really, for whatever reason, like on the TV, Shu just booted up, he booted up YouTube and we were like, let's watch this clip, and it was the one of Ninja being like, Tyler fucking Ninja Blevins being like, it's like you better have something to finish the job, because if you shot me like that after that guy railed me from behind, boom. After he shot on my back, after he came from behind, and I don't think that any one human being has greater comedic timing than Tyler Ninja Blevins had in that exact moment. The way at first it's like, yeah, after he, and then he just stands up and walks away. And the edit with the slam dunk, like the basketball going into the fucking hoop, and then by the time it fades out, he's already stood up and left the building, and his chair is spinning like he spun out of it like a cartoon character. All time fantastic meme, funny joke. I give it a solid 4 stars out of 6.5. I give it 5. If it was out of 6.5, I'd give it 5. But if it was out of 5, I'd give it 4. Yeah, you know, man, I just got the sudden urge to open my fucking phone and see if there are any memes I remember saving. Nah, maybe not. There's just this one funny dog. I saw a screenshot of this dog on Twitter, this dog on TikTok with like this weird little smile, and this person comments that he think everything a fucking game. I don't know what to say about that. But yeah, exciting shit's coming up. Want to play Balloon? I always want to play Balloon. Although in my downtime, I've been playing World of Warcraft still. In case you want to know just how down bad I am, my hunger for transmoggable items has not sated yet. So I'll tell you how. Basically, right, for pretty much the entire time I was in Japan, if I had like some spare time and I wasn't doing anything, I chose to play World of Warcraft. And I decided also, I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? There's a thing in WoW where if you level up a certain race, like a Void Elf, or now they've got them for Night Elves and for Undead as well. If you level up a brand new character all the way to level 50, you get a special cosmetic armor set called Heritage Armor. And it doesn't work if you boost the character, it doesn't work if you get a race swap on the character. You just need to level one up the old-fashioned way. And I wanted to get the Void Elf Heritage Armor because it's backless. And I was like, that's great. It's got like one of those front-only little bralette pieces, and it's got like some beautiful wings, and otherwise it's completely backless. And I was like, this thing is really hot, and I want it. turns out I have a Void Elf at level 60, but I boosted that character. And so I did not have the armor. And I wanted to play with that armor. So you know what I did? I made a brand new character, and I leveled them all the way up from 10 to 50 over the course of the weeks that I was in Japan. And it was really fucking funny. And after I got it with that character, I left that character behind for good, gave the armor set to the other Void Elf that I already had, and I was like, all right, and I'm good. And I started playing a Demonology Warlock, and it's actually really fun. I've enjoyed turning WoW into a fucking RTS, and that's really good. You guys don't fucking care about World of Warcraft. I just hemorrhaged like 100 viewers talking about that. Now it's fucking funny. But yeah, back to Japan. That's more interesting. So overall, a fascinating experience, and in the meanwhile, working really, really hard on my own project and everything like that. No, don't worry. I'm not like insecure or anything. I just thought it'd be funny to say that. I was like, you guys don't fucking care about that. I can acknowledge when I'm being a silly little man. Love hearing you talk about it. No. I personally want to talk more about Japan, okay? So it was a really, really nice experience. And I felt so sort of, thought I heard a strange noise for a second. No, I think the voices went quiet for a second. But anyway, incredible experience. And while I was out there and, really working on everything, I really felt like I sort of hit my stride, like as, I don't know what the word is, like a creative practitioner, you know? Just doing all sorts of different stuff and always like chit-chatting with staff about like new ideas and new things that I wanted to do. And, I should tell you a little story. So when I tried to get, so for the big project, I tried getting all of the dialogue for me, recorded before I left. And I only managed to record like, a little bit of it, you know. And I realized I needed to, get that banged out, while I was away. And so I asked staff if I could record from the office, and they said, yeah, that's fine. And so manager took me in, and I went to the office, and immediately I sort of put myself in, set my mic up, and listened to the sound, and I was like, okay, there's too much noise in here. There was an air conditioning fan on, and I asked manager, I was like, how do I turn this off? And he was like, okay, go around here. Shut the door again. There's still noise. And I look down, and there is like a little hole through which the wires come from the computer into the place where you stream, or the place where you record. And I realized that a lot of the noise was coming from the PC fan. Like, normally, for streaming, completely ordinary amount of noise. Absolutely wonderful environment to stream from. But I listened to that sound, and I was like, So I'm going to tell you what I did. One thing you may know about me is I don't wear socks very often. But on this day, I needed to be professional. I was, in fact, wearing socks. And I thought, okay, there are two little holes with wires coming through them. I took my socks off, and I plugged the holes with them. And that managed to reduce the sound by a satisfactory amount. The problem is, right, the problem with that is the fact that with no fan creating a closed loop, with the little holes plugged, no new air was entering the booth at that time. And so, what? I needed to get a good quality of sound. I don't want the dialogue in this extremely important project of mine to sound washed out because I needed to remove the noise in post. I plugged up those holes with my fucking socks. And it sounded fine. So yes, no fresh air was coming into the booth. So my plan, essentially the way I worked it was I would record for as long as possible. And then as soon as I noticed myself getting lightheaded, I would pop the door open and be like, oh. And I would get some fresh air, have a chat with manager for a little bit, and then I would pop back in and give it another go. And then whenever something got, like, whenever I was having to put a little bit more energy into it, I would need to take breaks quite a bit sooner. I never got to the point where I was genuinely lightheaded, like, in a dangerous way. Like, if I was slightly out of breath, like, even slightly, like, I'd be like, all right, time for a break. Like, I was being very careful, all right? I was being very careful, and I think the performance I managed to pull out of my ass was really, really good, at least from what I could hear. And so I was satisfied with the results. Were they unmatched? You fucking bet your ass they were. Those were not matched socks. Those were two unmatched, patented Vox Akuma gripper socks straight into the holes through which wires come into this professional streaming environment. And they made sure I could get the best quality recording I could get. And it was the things we do for art. Absolutely. That was what I was thinking. I was like, you know what? Suffer for your art. I'll be like, I'll really kind of put me in the moment. I'll feel like I need to really. It's like people who try to take an exam while they need to pee. It's like the desperation brings out the best in you. Keek, thank you for the gifted, and Otonashi, thank you very much as well. Did I end up putting my socks back on? Yes. At some point, I did have to leave, for that, I did need to put my shoes back on, and when I put my shoes back on, I did also put my socks back on as well, and that was good. So that was a really fun experience as well. And what else did I do? I tried Mitsuya cider for the first time. That was kind of nice. Sea urchin. Struggling to think of what else there is to talk about, because obviously we were working a lot, and that's like, the majority of what we were doing. Whoa, the boys are trying to get a fucking hold of me again. Guys, please. I'm busy. Every time I come, he's talking about his shoes. You would too. You would too. If you had feet like mine. Oh my god. Okay, actually, you know something else about Japan? So we were getting taxis a lot, which were a very helpful method of getting around, considering the absolute size of Tokyo. And do you know the thing about anyone who's been to Tokyo or lives in Tokyo? I'm not sure if it's the same way in other parts of Japan, but you know how in the back of taxis they have the screen with the ads on it? That shit was so funny to me, because we're all aware of how, like, in the back of taxis, they've got ads that you watch. And the thing is, these ads are all in Japanese with no English subtitles or translations. And in general, from a foreigner's perspective, Japanese ads tend to be very wacky and energetic and quite surreal at times. I kept thinking, like, every time we would have a taxi ride, I'd just be sat in the back watching these, and I would get so sucked in trying to figure out what the fuck they were trying to sell me. It was so great. It was so great. I was in the back, like, looking at this, and then I sort of realized that because I didn't understand it, and it was just like listening to voices being used and sounds and looking at colorful imagery, I realized that those Japanese commercials were my fucking Cocomelon. I was just like, it was like jangling keys in front of me. I was like, huh? What? I remember I got a taxi ride. When we first arrived, I got a taxi ride back from the airport with Uki, and there was this one particularly mad commercial going on. I literally turned to him and I was like, I will give you 10,000 yen if you can tell me what that's trying to sell you. And then he pointed out that if neither of us could understand it anyway, how would we know if he was right or not? And so the bet was null. And that didn't wind up happening. I thought it was a bit funny though. The one that I remember the most was those of you who are in Tokyo right now, or live there, or maybe it's the rest of Japan. I'm not sure. It's the one ad of all those dudes. There's two actors in this ad, but they sort of space them out like there's four of them. Like it'll be one guy, different guy, and then two more of the same first guy. And they're singing the song that goes, eru, 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 steppu, eru, 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 steppu. And I couldn't get that shit out of my head the entire time I was there. And also, I was watching this ad, and I'm like, what is this for? What is this for? What is this about? But I'll tell you, when you understand the psychology of advertising, I guess it worked, because I've not fucking forgotten their slogan. I needed Luca. Luca kept singing that shit. Luca kept singing that shit everywhere. Luca is so, really, I've always thought this about him. We know this about him. He has the energy of a hyperactive 12-year-old, but it was really proven even more in the time that we were there. Thank you, Alison and Connie, for the super. Now I know why you can't find a pair of shoes which match your size. Yeah, 31.1 centimeters is me, or like 31 around about. And I tried going shoe shopping at one point. But it didn't work. Did not work. I can't even get socks in my fucking size in Japan. The socks are like a couple sizes too small for me. So I had to rely on all the socks I brought with me. But Luca's adorable, and he's always energetic, and he kept singing that song. He was always running around, he was always flossing and shit. And there was one time we were all like sort of, we were trying to like get a taxi, and we were sort of struggling to figure out like, you know, there's like not a lot of service in this area. We were like trying to figure out which way to go. We were trying to figure out which app to use, who is going to do what, if we had enough money for it, blah, blah, blah. And the entire time, every maybe 2 to 3 minutes, Luca would just be by himself, and he would go, "But it was not your fault but mine. I really fucked it up this time." And it was fine like the first 6 times. And then the 7th time I was like, "All right, bro, you need to settle down." And then the 8th time he just kept coming, and he kept like, and then every time he would get a little bit more whining. "But it was not your fault but mine." And it was, yeah, like it was a sterling performance, and I was impressed the first couple times. But then after a while, I was like, "Look, please, please." The adults are trying to figure out what to do. And he's like, "Dude, sumimasen, sorry." And he would start flossing again. I don't understand how he does it. I don't understand how he does it. That man just doesn't turn off. He doesn't have an off switch. I wish there was some dial on him that I could crank down. It's funny, because I guess that makes sense for him, because of how, when I've met up with him in the past, how he's been able to fall asleep anywhere. No matter where he is, he can always catch sleep. Like last year when we were all in Paris, he was, every time we were just at Airbnb, he would like just be sat by himself. If he's not really engaged in the conversation, just "Look, huh?" And he's back up again. And he's back up. So if he's using that much energy, and then he can just immediately fall asleep and restore it and then get back to work, damn. Yeah. He just doesn't stop. And that was nice. And like always, meeting back up with Ike is always paired with us just having the longest conversations about the most obscure of things. And that was always really nice. I remember we wound up just, unlike one of the first days we were there, we wound up just sat in my hotel room, and we were just sort of lost like track of time talking about whatever the fuck it was. It was just so many different things. Conversations jump from place to place to place. You're always such an easy person to talk to, and such a fascinating person to talk to as well, with such amazing perspectives and ideas, and just so much. And Shu is great. Shu is so great, and this experience made me really appreciate him even more than I already do, because no matter what was going on, no matter what we needed to be doing on that day, he was always there. He was always ready. He was always like ready to go, and he was always getting other people in like the right place they need to be. Like, he's very much a managerial type, where he's able to sort of make sure that people are up to speed and doing what they need to do, but it never, ever, ever feels condescending. Like, he's just such a genuinely helpful, passionate person who's always like doing exactly the right thing that needs to be done for that time. He's in fact so organized that there was one time that we needed to leave very early. We need to leave very early. and manager came to pick us up and asked, do you know, and asked, do you know is like has Shu messaged you yet? Is he ready to go? And in my head, I didn't hear the word Shu. I was like, who are we waiting for? And they were like, we're waiting for Shu. And I was like, sorry, what? And it turns out that maybe for the first time in history, Shu had overslept. And I went up to his room and I knocked on the door to wake him up. And it turns out that his alarm hadn't gone off. And a very, very narrow-eyed Shu creaked open the door and he was like, huh? And I really think that that moment especially spoke so much to how reliable of a person, friend, co-worker, whatever that he is, because when faced with the idea that he might have overslept once, I genuinely couldn't believe it, to the point where when they said that he did that, I genuinely couldn't believe that it was him, to the point where I assumed they must have been talking about somebody else. So he's fantastic, and like all of the appreciation that I have for someone who's that put together and that hardworking, it really, like, going away like this, it compacted that feeling so much, and I appreciate him so much as a member of Luxiem, and how much he's like been able to push us to do God. And he's also very cute when he drinks. I remember we went to dinner at one point, and we were separated across two different tables, and I was sat and I was having my drink and I was eating my meat, and then I look over and Shu was just kind of like he's just sort of leaned back. He's had like what is it, like some kind of alcoholic beverage, and he's just very relaxed. And I was like, oh, I was glad that he was sat there feeling very relaxed, surrounded by incredible company, as we were. It was great to get to know like our managers a little bit better. Some of you who've been around, you know what's funny is that this was like, I knew kind of, but this is like a lot of news to me, is that Niji managers are very, very funny and kind of chaotic a lot of the time. In particular, like there's one of the managers who was helping us, like, every time we had a little bit of downtime, there was like a very real chance that you would look over and see this person Fortnite dancing. It was fantastic, and like just the energy of getting to work around these people was very like uplifting and very funny. And I don't know, it felt, I think sometimes, especially for someone like me, where I get sort of intimidated by big working environments, and I kind of feel like, oh, I need to do the right thing, I need to make sure that I'm on time, I need to do this, I need to do that. Sometimes being in I'm employed by a huge company, and it feels really fantastic to get to be a part of that. But the thing about it is that sometimes I can feel a little intimidated, and then I think it felt so much like just a really fun, like, collaborative process that everyone was just having a great time together. I really appreciated this. I was enjoying my time in Japan so much that I got used to the heat. I mean, Japan is very hot. Over the few weeks we were there, I got very used to the heat. I almost, like, sometimes when I would go out, like, it's very humid, and it's always, like, at the very least, it's always warm. I mean, a Japan summer day at, like, its coolest is probably much warmer than the UK gets, like, on record high temperatures. And so, outside of, like, really hot, direct sunlight, I started feeling like the heat was like a big blankie. And then whenever I was walking around in the humidity, I was, like, careful to make sure I never walked for too long, but sometimes I'd go out and be like, oh, this is nice. I can just go out at 8 or 9 o'clock and go Konbini and go and get myself some food, and I'd just be in a shirt and shorts and just go out, and it's, like, really nice and warm, like it's on the beach. Oh, it's nice. I mean, obviously, It gets very hot in the middle of the day, and you got to be careful, drink water, avoid direct sunlight. But it's also amazing to go to a fucking country that has air conditioning. Jesus. Why is such a basic fucking necessity so impossible to find in the UK? It drives me mad. It drives me mad. Do they know that it gets hot here too? Do the people in charge, do the people running this fucking country, do they know how hot it gets? No, we had the hottest day in recorded history in the UK last year. 40 degrees Celsius in a country with houses designed to trap heat. Do they know how good it would be to normalize air conditioning in a country that not often but can get that fucking hot? Madness, insanity, crazy. Yeah, it's all those big wigs. It's all the elites in the UK. They're hoarding all the air conditioning for themselves, putting themselves in those freezer units. Oh man, massive UK debuff. Unfortunately, that's just what I'm living with and what I will be living with for the foreseeable future. That's too hot. Hello, it was too hot. Oh yes, it was. I remember last year, on that day, kind of waking up and being like, it's really hot. And sort of forgetting that on the news they had said, oh yes, this day will be very hot. And I was like, I wonder how hot it is. And I popped my balcony door open and I just got hit like I opened the fucking oven. Just like I was checking on some fucking frozen fish and chips. I was bunged in the oven on a cold and lonely day. Madness, insanity, craziness. So yes, very good that I got used to the heat in Japan and enjoyed the nice cold air conditioning when inside. And that was nice. And yeah, I think that's kind of like the summary of a lot of the really nice fun stories that we had. It was just great to get to see everyone and hang out with everybody again. To see so many people I've met before, to meet Sunny, who I hadn't yet met before, and to get to spend time with him. He's so funny. He's such a funny guy, and so just relaxing to be around. I had an amazing time, and yeah, that was that. And a lot of other stuff happened, but you know. They're unofficial business, so there wasn't a whole lot of time to do loads of interesting touristy stuff. We went to Biku Camera at one point, and I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that because of the theme song. Biku 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 Camera. It's like just like the theme song from Don Quixote. Whenever I was in there, every time it came on, I would like sing along to it. It was nice. Pico 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 camera, and then go to Don Quixote. Don 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 Quixote. We need more outside. Like I don't know what Western companies have a theme song on that level. The only one that's really coming to me right now is fucking. For fucking. Hang on, I can whistle better than that. Yeah, there you go. That's the only one I can really think of. I don't know. Maybe it's just not much of a UK thing to have like a theme song for a business or some kind of shop. What is it? Oh, everyone used to remember WeBuyAnyCar.com because it was. Because it used to go, WeBuyAnyCar.com, and it was like kind of funky, and that was always memorable. And then I remember at one point one of my mates came up to me and he just he just walked up and kind of looked like he was going to start me. He said, "We buy any car, your mom," and I thought it was very funny. I thought it was very, very funny. So yeah, that was a really interesting. Yes, can't forget about fucking Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage. How could I have forgotten? Go Compare! Oh, how the fuck could I have forgotten about the Joe Compare? It's Jova Compare. Go Compare guy. Oh, the Go Compare guy and how much and how reviled he was. Go Compare! Go Compare! What are the... Hang on. Go Compare song lyrics. Go compare, go compare. You can be sure when you insure with Go Compare. Insane. Oh, that just unlocked so many memories back from when I was regularly watching aired television, which I haven't done in a long time. Akaros, thank you for the super. And Kidiva, thank you so much. I think I found the ad. Luca kept saying, Edu, step. It was always that one when we realized the taxi ride had been a bit long. It'd been a bit long. Oh my god, no, how am I forgetting fucking Hastings Direct, bro? Oh my god, Hastings Direct, how did that go? 0800 00 1066. That was the most catchy, like, British ad slogan that I can recall. Fucking Hastings Direct. 118 118, I don't remember them having a theme song. All I remember is them sponsoring The Simpsons on Channel 4. And it would just have like a tiny little like ad spot. It would just go, 118 118 sponsors The Simpsons on Channel 4. And that was that. Kendra, thanks very much for the super. Ooh, got to smell my perfume. Very, very nice. Asking you where I got. Free advertising. You love to see it. Background, thank you very much. Making a teaser in Spanish. Ooh, okay. That sounds good. Yeah, I'll read that one out. Hey, Conti-san, thank you very much for the super. So happy to hear that you had fun while working and hanging out with friends. As always, kisses from Brazil. Thank you very much. Mwah. Thank you so much. Oh, no, you can't say that. Auto glass repair. Auto glass replace. How am I forgetting all of these, like, these fucking classic tunes? How am I forgetting all of these? 0800 00 1066. Paying, thank you very much for the super. Skip ad. Nah! These are great. There was always the, what was it? The EDF Energy Bird in the bird bath. What was the song that went, it wasn't Tequila. It was like, I mean, that's not like their theme song, but I remember that one being kind of iconic, and everyone was talking about the EDF Energy Bird for a little while. Yeah. Succubus Nightly, thank you very much. UK ad jingle karaoke, that would be a very specific demographic. I'm specifically trying to appeal to British people with nostalgia. Laura's being very cute today. Oh, back feels very heavy. Oh, your back looks heavy. May I hold it? I'm squishable. Don't you dare try and squish me. I'll turn you into mincemeat. Foxy Burry, thank you very much. Black Crown, thank you very much. It's reminding me of this fucking dog. This fucking dog that Petra told me about. This fucking dog that's somewhere in... I'm not sure. It's not in Tokyo. It's like a good drive away from Tokyo. This little dog with a really big fluffy face. And he looks like just so strange and so lost. And the caption is, "Are you fucking stupid? Me." And it's just this dog being like... And he looks so squishy. He's not a Shiba. He's a very fluffy little dog, and a very specific dog you can go to somewhere in Japan. It's like a small area somewhere. And I had a good laugh at that little dog. Hang on a minute, let me translate this. Ah, y su nombre era Vox Akuma. I wonder what you would call voice demon in Spanish. Nah, there's not really any translation for that. Hang on, wait. Y su nombre era Vox Akuma. I've Google translated the voice demon, and it's El Demonio de la Voz. Nekosaka, thank you very much. Go, I guess I'll bring my puppet to suit. Please do. I'll get to enjoy it vicariously through him. And thank you very much, Allison. Oh, thank you so much. And Duck, thank you very much. Just been working on something for a while. Very, very good. Beep, 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 beep. Thanks, Kendra, very much. Witcher Street, thank you so much. Happy you had a good but busy. Yeah, it was busy, but in a really nice way. Like, it just felt good to sort of get on with stuff. And I was getting on with all my own stuff too. I'm about to enter sort of, you know, well, I've been ever since I got back, I've not stopped. I've been having very busy days. Ever since I got back, I've not really stopped. I got like a, you know, kind of fixed my. I've been waking up very early since I got back, and I'm wondering like if I'm gonna crash at some point. Because last night I fell asleep at midnight and I thought like that's a good time, sleep schedule saved, and then I woke up at 5 and I was like, fuck, maybe tonight I'm gonna randomly crash, but I hope not. The nice thing about stimulant medication for ADHD is that it helps you stay awake, so maybe it'll be fine. Master, thank you very much. I should train like a text-to-speech thing with my voice. I think that'd be so fun. I could be like one of the TikTok voices. Background. Can you say it all at once, please? Y su nombre era Vox Akuma, el demonio de la voz. Harome, thank you very much for the Arca Super. Really missed you. I missed you too. Oh, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I don't know. I'm definitely not immune to human illnesses. I've had plenty of colds, but you know what? Worth it for a little bit of physical affection. Toya, thank you very much for the super. What? Is there any? If you ever visit Japan, is there anything you would like to eat or drink again? I've always thought that because I'm a big whiskey fan, I would love to go to the Suntory distillery. I would love to get to try. I'd love to get to go on a little bit of a whiskey tasting, or a little bit of a beer tasting, maybe at some kind of brewery or something like that. And then I'm wondering, I don't know. I mean, I've had a lot of sushi, sashimi. While I need to go again and have, because I didn't get the chance to go for proper omakase, like very, like high-end sushi. I didn't get to go for artisanal sushi. I only ever really had like izakaya sashimi and sushiro, which was still very, very good. But I really wanted like that proper curated chef experience, and I didn't manage to get the chance to, which is a shame. So yeah, that's what I would do if I managed to go back, definitely. Kasuno, thank you for the Arca Super. Kairi, tadaima. Tadaima. Yuki, thank you very much. Feronia, thank you very much. Thought you sounded more British on the last stream. I was trying to remind myself of my origins. I was like, hello, mate. I don't know. I think I just get British sometimes when I'm excited. Lollipop, thank you very much. Press to know you boys are excited for the Nintendo Switch. Ooh, hee hee hoo 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 hoo. Yuziong, thank you very much. Miss you too, Rachel, and thank you so much. Pierre Isabel, thank you very much. Good to have you back. It's good to be back. UN, thank you very much. Yes, I'm going to try having a consistent schedule. So leading up to finishing the project, I will not be streaming too much because I've been doing a lot of work, but there is still a lot of work still left to go. I'm going to be very, very busy behind the scenes, but I will still try and make time here or there to do streams to make sure we can touch base and hang out. But yes, I will be spending a little while doing quite a lot of work. So I will be consistent and I will try to stream like maybe sort of 4 or 5 times a week, sort of various different times, maybe multiple streams a day if I'm wanting to take a break if I'm wanting to work on something other than that, then maybe I can have a busier streaming day. We'll see. I'm just going to take it as it goes and I'm going to see what happens. British accent Zatsu. You're experiencing that very thing right now. This is a British accent Zatsu. Oh yeah, so welcome back to the British Satsu. Oh dear, now I just sound like fucking Stewie Griffin. Brian, Leon Mochi, thank you very much for the super chat, and Nuri, thank you for the Aka super. I'm not going to thank that in Stewie Griffin's voice. Thank you for streaming today. Good to see you on your birthday. It's my first super, and it's great to see. Thank you so much, Nuri. I hope you have a wonderful birthday, okay? Rin and Blackground, thank you so much. I really like that sentence. El demonio de la voz. Scottish accent Zatsu. The problem with having a Scottish accent Zatsudan is that, like, I don't know if I could manage to keep it consistent for the entire sort of hour, 2 hours I'd wind up doing that. Maybe that's maybe doing like accents is how I would do my version of, because some Niji members who are like can speak multiple languages, they can do like a Japanese Zatsu or a Chinese Zatsu or Spanish Zatsu or whatever. I'm stuck with English unless I want to go out and kneecap somebody. So maybe doing it in a different accent is the way that I can kind of interpret that, and I can be like, all right, everybody, that's Bonnie. All right, so thank you very much for the super chat. That's very kind of you. Today we're going to be talking about my favorite type of I don't know. Favorite. I've been to Scotland. Favorite type of fucking of whiskey I had while taking the boat over fucking Loch Ness. Loch Ness. Tender Dream, thank you very much. And Leonaki, thank you for the Arca Super. Welcome home. Tadaima. Good to see you again. Lisa, thank you very much. I've decided to go to Taipei for the first time for the Luxiem event. I've been very, very excited about that event for a long, long time. I'm excited that that all of those nice sort of the art they've got of my sort of priestly outfit. It's really exciting. I love doing these events. I don't want to do lots more. I want to do lots more. As long as there are people who will come see them, I'd love to keep going to these events. I find them so heartwarming, and it's such a privilege and an honor to get that kind of reception from anybody. I just love it. Avis, thank you very much. What does that say? What does that say? What does that say? I actually translated that into Spanish. Wait, what does that say? Good job. Thank you. Otsukare. Oh, that's what that says. I can't read kanji, unfortunately. But thank you, Avis, darling. That's very kind of you. But yeah, Youngju, thank you very, very, very much. What's your favorite sushi? My favorite sushi cut or fish, I would have to say, would be the very sort of dark tuna. Probably bluefin. Bluefin tuna, I think, is my favorite. If I spy something like that, I really like it. To be honest, not that I like them. Not the biggest fan of the more fatty tunas. I think that the fattiness, sort of like the softness and the tenderness from fatty tuna, I think it can tend to kind of not really be my sort of thing. But I love the texture of bluefin tuna. I think it's very, very nice. So bluefin tuna, yellowtail, and I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I like it all. I was really surprised by how good the scallops were. Katie Kane, thank you very, very much. One red. Cool, blimey. Is that a voice demon I see? Welcome back. Glad to hear things are moving forward. Looking forward to what's next. Oh, you better get pretty excited. You better get pretty excited. Obviously, before streaming today, this morning, doing a bunch of work on it, and there are all these moments where I'll like look at what we've been getting ready, and I have a moment where I really appreciate, like, even if it's not like, you know, well, I mean, I think it's going to be good, but like at the very least, looking at the project from the perspective of someone who is a fan of me, I don't know how you're going to survive, to be honest. I genuinely really don't. Akko, thank you so much. Miss you too. Cello, thank you so much. Momiji, thank you very much. Last Monday was your birthday. Happy birthday. Jenny, thank you so much. Going to take your driver's license test tomorrow. Good luck. See you in Taipei. October 15th. Kirihara Akira, thank you for the Akasupa. Welcome back. Daddy, you may find me annoying. Never. I think you're fantastic. I want to say thank you again. Found my drawing is getting better. And without you encouraging me, I'd never wanted to. Yeah. So happy I could have encouraged you. Thank you for the Akasupa, darling. It's so kind of you. So kind of you. Thank you. So glad I could make you better at drawing. Not better. You can never get better at drawing because of some gift I gave you, but I helped you practice. That's what I meant. And I'm so glad I could have been positive influence on your life. Hell yeah. Jenny Alex, Ying Yan, Worried. Thank you so much. How do you like your coffee? My go-to is usually a latte because it's very nice and easy. But if I want to have like an expensive coffee, or if I want to have like, a nice, to like taste it and appreciate it, I just take my coffee black. It's funny because I don't really like black tea, but black coffee I really like. If you love wasabi, try the wasabi. The fucking what? Wasabi bowl. That's come up with results about football. Wasabi bowl. What is that? How much wasabi is that? Oh man. Some kind of great bowl of all wasabi. I'd kill for that. Feli, thank you so much. Michiko, thank you very much. Yui, welcome. This Saturday is my birthday. Slack! Excuse me! Excuse me! They've changed that Slack have changed their layout, and I can't figure out where the mute notifications button is. Where is it? I can't figure out how to do it now. Bruh. I can't figure out where it is now. Oh, fuck it. If there's another Slack, there's another Slack. Whatever. It used to be on the top right. It's not anymore. They've fucking moved it. The help button is in the top right. Elsewhere, I don't know. Fucking hell, mate. Anyway. Spending your second birthday in this clan, I'd like to say thank you for everything you do, whether it's bring me happiness, comfort, wonderful streams, or just being yourself. Thank you, Yui. This year, I finally gathered the courage to ask for birthday wishes, working hard on rigging and hadn't had time to draw. May your emotional support and kind words. I'm very proud of you for having worked so hard, and it's really inspiring to know how hard you've been working and to have been here for so long, and hopefully you'll be here for much longer, and we'll get to see how strong you become as rigging. I guess that's like, is that like Life 2D? That's so exciting. I'm very proud of you, and I hope you have a wonderful birthday, okay? Mwah. Kendra, thank you very, very much. I missed you too. Shai Celeste, Izumi, thank you very much. Cerulia, thank you. Classica, thank you very much. I need to continue Dorian Gray. I keep fucking forgetting. I'm sorry. If squishable, why not squish? Do you remember Squishables? Like the plushies? Yeah, squishable.com. Like these little round guys. I used to have a Cthulhu one. Mayu, thank you very, very much. Hane, thank you so much. Ah, it's good to be back. So yeah, we got the schedule for the rest of the week. Gonna focus on work tomorrow. We have the Prism Cup happening this week. Very exciting. Forgot to put that shit on my fucking schedule, but it's fine. I do this kind of thing all the time. So yeah, that's gonna be very exciting. Wondering how to maintain a healthy, consistent sleep schedule with the Prism Cup starting at midnight for me. I'm thinking maybe I'll go to sleep very early. Like, maybe get a nap at 8 p.m., do the Prism Cup, and then go back to sleep after it, so that I can kind of, like, simulate what it might be like to have a full night's sleep, but also to do a whole stream at, like, fucking midnight. So that's gonna be fun. I'm very excited about it. Selen's been amazing. While I've been obviously focused on different things, projects of my own, Selen has been doing all the heavy lifting, and it's been really, really fun to just kind of, you know, like to work on the basic idea together. She takes care of all the busy work, and I just kind of sit back and make sure the whole thing stays funded. And to see it all kind of form behind my back while I've been working on other things has been really, really inspiring. So big thanks to Selen. And I'm so glad that this project is firing off. Can't wait to see what people think about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Super Puppy, thank you very much. Magicasa, thank you very much. Luna, Only Zyke, Inma Tintin, thank you so much. So what's coming next? Well, excited to play Lies of P. I love how it's based on fucking Pinocchio. Father, when can I leave to be on my own? I've got the whole world to see. Can't wait to play the game made about that exact character. That's gonna be great. What else is there? But yeah, the next few weeks will be filled with a lot of really hard work on my part. I'm going to be doing lots of work behind the scenes. I'm going to be trying to stream when I can, but obviously I need to leave myself plenty of time to make sure. Princess Mononoke, we're finally watching Princess Mononoke after Onigiri has been yelling at me to watch it this whole time. I've seen the premise. I imagine it's the kind of film that I will wind up really, really liking. But I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So now this week we're going to finally get around to it, and I'm very excited. We've got the collab with the boys. We're going to play, what's it called, Party Animals? I have no idea what the game is about, but it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. And then doing a tier list stream on Sunday. I had this idea while we were away, because I remember me and the boys were just kind of like chilling out, and then we just started saying people's debut lines. It was like, let's see what your soul has to say. I promise I won't let you go, baby. I'm just thinking, the only ones that are coming to mind right now are the XLR ones. Out of sight, but never out of your mind. It's going to be a lot of fun to kind of make some kind of tier list for that. Because how can you really rank the quality of those? You can't. They're all fantastic. And so coming up with some kind of like, I don't know, some way of putting them in some kind of order. Like, which one of these debut lines would be best for ordering a cup of coffee? Or like, which one of these would you say if someone bumps into you on the street or something like that? And just come up with some fucking stupid ideas. We could come up with a definitive ranking, but I feel like that, I don't know. I don't think I could pick a favorite. They're all so fun. They're all so fun. I kind of feel like to this day, maybe my favorite one is Sorcerer. I hardly even know her. That one's always going to be a classic. What else? Fish and chips, anyone? I'll fucking love, what is it? Selen's one.
What a lovely night for trouble.
What else is there? Oh, there's a bunch of them. We're going to be checking them all out. Uyoko, thank you so much. Do you have any recommendations for sushi? I mean, if you're in Japan, I would highly recommend you check out like a conveyor belt sushi restaurant so you can just get the iPad out and just start tapping in stuff you want to try. Give it a go. If you don't like it, whatever, try something else. Lils, thank you very much. Oh, I'm really, really glad you've been enjoying the streams. Hope to keep making good ones for you. And Yana and Suzuki, thank you so much. Chen, thank you very much. Do the socks that block the hole on the wall, do they smell? No. No, they don't. My socks smell really nice because I smell really nice all the time. I sweat perfume. I perspirate deodorant. And if I was one day to sweat a real streak of actual sweat, I guarantee it would smell like the most musky, most masculine, most beautiful boy smell you could have possibly imagined. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. The pheromones that you would be smelling if you got anywhere close to me. I think you'd turn to dust or stone, one of the two. I get to decide because I'm just built that different. Thanks for the super Mooly. And Avis, thank you very much. You had a before sunset experience on my trip. Are you trying to kill me? Are you trying to make me jealous? I wish I could have a before sunset experience. Bruh. Man. I wouldn't look forward to like saying goodbye to the person, but fuck me. Imagine having had that experience at all. I feel like that'd just rekindle my entire life. I feel like every problem I had would just be like, you know what, maybe life is worth living. Hold on to that experience. Jesus. Very happy for you, but also, fuck me. Ugh. God. It's like that meme, what is it the guy says? I don't care that something good happened to you. It should have happened to me instead. Next time I hope you visit USJ or Morocco. Thank you very much. I'm not the best with roller coasters, but I would give it I like theme parks, but I have to be very careful. Then again, I mean, I've overcome my fear of different sort of odd foods, and now I feel like I would try anything, you know? So maybe I should give roller coasters a go, but everyone has their own unique inbuilt fear that they cannot overcome. For some people, it's spiders. For some people, it's heights. For me, it's roller coasters. I don't know why. One day, I just picked up this idea that, man, specifically getting in this little car and flying around at high speeds, I don't know, man. I don't know. But I maybe I'll give them a try. I think it might be all the stories about rides like the Smiler. Is that Alton Towers, the Smiler, that people have died on? I just kind of don't think it's worth it, you know? Well, speak of the devil. Thanks, Kendra. Kidiva. Oh, you've got COVID. Oh no. Make sure you self-isolate and keep yourself and your loved ones safe. I hope you get better soon. I promise I won't let you go, baby. And thank you very much. Name I can't read. Thank you very much. Shmee! That's a cute. Shmee! Thank you very much. Took some cute pictures for it. Oh, that's very nice. I'm glad you took my puppet with you. Cars are far more dangerous than... I'm sure they are. Sure they are, but I don't know. Cars don't go that fast unless they're a really fast car. Don't you love this analysis I'm giving? Cars are fast if they're really fast. Yeah. Succubus Nightly. Going on a trip to Germany. Ooh, very... Ooh. Can you tell my friend Sam? Sam? You're a very pretty boy. You're a very pretty boy indeed. Emma, thank you very, very much. And Tian Tian, thank you so much. Oh, I'm having such a good day today. So, yeah, it's going to be, from your perspective, it will be a little bit of a slow couple of weeks. But from my perspective, I am going to be busting my ass. We're in the final stretch now, and I'm very, very excited for not just my hard work, but everyone's hard work to finally be shown to everyone. I cannot wait. I really, really, really cannot wait to see what comes out of this and how you will find this. I've been going through and sort of like really fine-tuning stuff and trying to really pushing myself. I think that with editing of this kind, that you can cut corners sometimes, and you can sort of like, and obviously, you know, it's all about what the audience's eyes are drawn to. There are a lot of times where I'll see like a complex edit kind of idea come to me, and I'm like, oh, do I have time for that? Do I have to? And in my head, I'm like, I've got to do it. I've got to do it. I've got to do it. And then I sit down and I start like coming up with like ways of making that happen. So it's been a wonderful experience to get back in fucking Sony Vegas and do a lot of editing. It's been difficult, very tricky. Sony Vegas likes to fucking crash a lot, but it's what I'm used to, and it's the program I understand the best, so that's what I'm using. I understand Premiere crashes a lot too, so I'm fine. I mean, it's definitely not... I mean, Vegas is definitely not the best editing software to choose, but it's what I know. It's what I know. Rumi and Tokito, thank you very much. Vegas crashes are so annoying. They are. I'm so good at, because it's the same. It's like I use it for like making the audio tracks for ASMR, and I use it for voice packs, and I use it for pretty much every time I need to edit anything. I use that, and I recognize a crash coming so fast to the point where my muscle memory with Vegas is every time I do anything. If I move a single event on the timeline, my fingers automatically just control S. Save. And while you're previewing the video, it has this crash that happens all the time where it will keep playing the audio, but the video will freeze. If you save before pausing the video, because if you pause the video after that's happened, it will crash. If you save before pausing it, it will save successfully, and then you can let it crash. Can you imagine how many fucking times that's happened to me? For me to get so used to it that I can anticipate a crash happening real time and try to save around it. Cello, thank you very much. And Sal, thank you for the Aka Super. That's so kind of you. Thank you very much. Fafa Millie and Kiwi, thank you so much. Silly little idea. After the release of the movie, you can make a stream looking at our sonos and laws and how each one of our stories tie into your own. Kindred's super creative. This is true. A lot of Kindred Sonar lore is very interesting. I like that idea a lot. I like that idea quite a lot. I'd like to do quite a bit of stuff related to it after it comes out. I'd like to do a sort of a Q&A in the style of like an interview. That might be fun. All sorts of different things. We'll figure it out when it comes to it. Obviously, can't brainstorm in public too much because I don't want to give anything away. Sassy Leslie, thank you. Nyanya, thank you so much. Classica, my lord and Hex collab band. By the way, I have my puppet at work and got it as a reward for lasting 5 years. Ooh. Hope you do a reading for Pride and Prejudice. I'd love to read Pride and Prejudice. I watched Pride and Prejudice on the plane on my way. So the movies I watched Batman on the way back, But on the way to Japan, I watched Spider-Verse for the 4th time, and I watched Pride and Prejudice. And Pride and Prejudice. Oh, I don't know how does Matthew McFadden do that? How does he be that hot? And also, how does he have such distinct, readable emotion on his face, and yet his facial expression is always... It never deviates from that, and yet still you can read so much just from the way his eyes go, like... Just the little mannerisms. And his hand. Oh, and when he walks away from the carriage, his hand flexes. Toya, thank you very, very much for the super. And say you! Thanks. You can live longer. Are you deciding that? Every time I do a good stream, you've decided, like, okay, he gets to live another week. I'm quite content being alive. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you. Very excited for the project. Thank you so much. Good luck for the coming weeks. I'm gonna need it. I'm pretty sure that the original release date that I told members is like perfectly reasonable. I hope that I don't have to issue like bad news, guys, something came in late, or there was this or there was that. I really hope it doesn't come to that. I don't think it's likely. And that's why I'm going to be like really busting my ass is like to make sure that it reaches the original date. Because that's very important, especially for all the people who are planning their the screenings, which I still can't believe is happening. And I'm going to just be sat there. If I see like any kind of a picture of, you know, big selfie of a load of people in a screening watching thingy I made. Wait. Christ. I can't even think about how that would make me feel. Arere, thank you very much for the super. Welcome home. Thank you so much. Sunny, hi, thank you for the Aka super. You're gonna miss me soon. Drink whiskey with my puppet. Wish me luck on the trip too. Hope you have a wonderful time on your trip, and I hope that my puppet enjoys this whiskey. Need some water. Have you seen or heard of the foster kitten Wisp? She kind of looks like a used napkin. Foster kitten Wisp. Oh, she does look like a oh. Why does she look like that? That's a little demon. I know a demon when I see one. Look at this. Ooh. Makes me miss little Tater Tot. You guys remember Tater Tot? A little rescue kitten who's unfortunately gone over the Rainbow Bridge. The Tater Tot who always looked really angry and had the little braces on his arms. Aww. At least Tater Tot was very well loved. Zin, I'm glad we could help. And thank you very much. Especially like the architecture in Japan. Yeah, it's beautiful. The size, the scale of Tokyo as a city will never not amaze me. It's kind of unbelievable how huge it is. Yeah. Do you have any comfy food recently? I got back from my flight. It was a long trip home, very long. Got home, did my little voice tweet, sat on the sofa, turned my TV on, ordered a spicy chicken sandwich, spicy kind of chicken burger, and I watched a video about the carpetless skip recently developed for Mario 64 120-star speedruns. And I tried really hard not to fall asleep. It was like 6 p.m. and I was like, I could fall asleep right now. And I was like, no, don't do it. Don't give in to jet lag. Don't let it happen. Stay up. And I made myself stay up until like 10. Then I slept, and I think my sleep schedule is recovering fine. but I am still waking up way too early. My body is just not allowing me to get 8 hours. It's just snapping me awake after 5. But whatever. I'll get used to it. Nekosaka, my heart skipped a beat when you mentioned the date because I was just preparing some material. Yeah, don't worry. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure it comes out on the promised date. But those of you who are not members, you will have to wait to find out. I will be informing everyone. The plan is to reveal everything to the public 1 week prior. Yeah, I reckon it'll be all right. I reckon I can do that. Emma, thank you very much for the super. It'd be okay if I wish to do a cover of New Estonia? Well, of course. The only person you'd need to verify that with would be Starcadian, who is the original writer of the song. Obviously, I do not own the copyright to New Estonia. It's just a cover. So if you want to do your own cover, make sure you check with that guy. He's very, very friendly and approachable. Was very happy to see my cover of it. So I'm sure that'll be fine. Just make sure that you check with the relevant parties and have a respect for copyright law, and then we can all have some fun making a song. All right, thank you very much for the super. On my way to the pub. Oh, I want to go to the pub. Hope you enjoy the rest of the day, my lord. I will enjoy it. Yeah, maybe I will. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day. Thank you very much. I'm going to enjoy the rest of the day. Xing Lapo, thank you very much. Finally back. Missed you so much. Good to be back. Good to be home. Good to be home for the foreseeable future and able to really commit to what it is I'm fucking doing. Yeah, man. Crazy shit. Kendra, Grookey. I love Grookey. I just think Rillaboom is such a great name for a Pokemon. There was this weird rumor going around before Sora was revealed as the last fighter for Smash, last DLC fighter in Fighters Pass 2. There was a weird rumor going around that the final fighter was going to be fucking Rillaboom. And I don't know, in a weird way, I think I would have found that to be strangely satisfying, because Rillaboom is very silly. That would be the second gorilla we would have in Smash. And the third primate. Sachi, thank you very, very much. I'm trying my best to get a watch-along event going. Well, good luck. It's very exciting. Oh, I can't wait to see. Can't wait to see. Just like I imagine you can't wait to see. Let's keep working on that stuff on our own ends, and then we'll get to, on the big day, we'll get to see the fruits of each other's labor, and it'll be really, really cool and epic and swag.
Waluigi.
I knew it wasn't going to be Waluigi. He's an assist trophy. Then again, if they had chosen to add him kind of out of nowhere and be like, you know what, he can be in it. Like, oh my god, Waluigi. Chun, thank you very much. Your team once again won the best short film at the Campus Film Festival. That's you won Best Actress. Shit, congratulations. For a second, when I read Campus, I thought that said Cannes Film Festival. I was like, you fucking what? Best short film at the Cannes Film Festival, and you won Best Actor. But still, that is incredibly impressive, Chun. I'm very, very proud of you. Glad you're following your dreams and you're getting to be a part of a team like that. Lays, thank you so much for the Akasupa. It's the most handsome demon that I am. I have seen many other demons in my time, and none were quite as handsome as me. Nice to see you and hear your stories from Japan. I missed you, Gamba, with your project. Random question. How do you say Panten? Panten. 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 Am I saying it wrong? Is it supposed to be Pantene? Pantene sounds wrong. Valeria, thank you for the super. Good luck at work today. It's pronounced Pantene? No, it's fucking not. It's Pantene. Yeah, Pantene, the brand. It's pronounced Pantene. Pronounce Pantene. Yep, listen to this. Google. Hey, excuse me, Google.
Pantene.
Fuck you, buddy. It's Pantene. Oh, the American pronunciation is Pantene. Well, I don't care. I don't care. British one's better. Pan 10. I am right within the within the purview of my own limited perspective as an individual, and that is what matters. That is what matters to me. Jub wubs. Aww. Whenever someone tells me something in another language, I'm like 90% sure it's just cute. But then there's the small part of me that's like, oh, jump ups, thank you very much. That is cute. Succubus. Getting back into the drums. Any song suggestion I could practice my skills on? You know what? First of all, as a drummer, I would highly recommend the movie Whiplash as a cautionary tale. It's a very good movie, not exactly a good example to follow. Inspiring in some ways and deeply troubling in others, which is a nice sort of like complexity to the film. It has one of my favorite intros for a film, right? It has one of my favorite intros of all time, where it's all about. I'm not a drummer, but it's all about like it's all about drumming, and the lead up is this snare lift off. It goes boom, and it gradually gets. Let me pause the music. It gradually gets faster. This is how it like over this. The very tiny title, Whiplash, just fades in over black, and then it just cuts to the movie starts. It's fucking amazing. It goes bum, 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 and it goes like way, way, way faster than that. I am no drummer. I cannot do the wiggles with my arms that fast. But if you wanted a challenge and wanted to learn something on the drums, try and being able to get up to that speed. I feel like would be very good overall for your I don't know, skill as a drummer. Witcher Street, thank you very much. Back in the job market because your job was frighteningly unsafe. Can I have some words of encouragement? You did not fail. Our lives take us in interesting and fascinating directions that none of us will usually be able to predict. Leaving a job, moving on from something, does not make you weak. It does not make you a failure. It just means that you are ready for something new. You are not. Your worth is not determined by what you do. Your worth is not determined by your status, or your income, or even by your own self-esteem or valuation of yourself. You are you, and you are beautiful, regardless of what you have chosen to do with your life, how much you are succeeding, or any of that. I have said this before, and I will say it again. You are not a failure. You are going in a direction that is right for you. Truly, if you forced yourself to stay in a job you hated, that would be a failure. Okay? So good luck. Don't worry about it. And yeah, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Don't worry about it. Lace, thank you very much. I'm weird because I prefer saying Pan 10. It rolls off the Pantene. Bleh, bleh. Pan 10. Darling, perhaps you would care to wash your hair with Pan 10. That sounds bad, doesn't it? Foxy Bird. She's one of the many breeds of cat with short faces. She gets it all over her, and she's constantly stained by it. That's fucking adorable. Just a useless little sack of shit. But we love her. Ah. Nova, thank you so much for the super. Glad you had a nice time in Japan with the lads. I did. I had a lovely, lovely time. Shampoo's shit anyways? Probably is, but you know. You never know. I don't think I've ever used Pan 10. Yeah. What was my first swear word? Oh god. I mean, you have to remember I've been around a while. Swears were very different during my first steps on Earth. Don't think I could really remember. You know, considering I don't have a lot of memories of before I arrived on the surface of the earth. You know, I'm not sure if they have swear words in the underworld. Some ancient swears. Well, really, I imagine, sort of just thinking back, if I popped out in Japan at first and I was learning Japanese from, you know, my first swear might have been a Japanese one. It might have been something like "sama," you know? I don't know how much of a swear that is. Would hell be a swear? That's where I'm from, bruv. Can't. And then again, it is pretty metal for one of the kisama. Yeah, probably that one. I'm gonna say probably that one. That's not a swear? Oh, never mind then. Doesn't that mean like bastard? That's like a bastard is like a mild swear, isn't it? Kisama! Hurre! You know? Yeah. Take some guy's head off. Easy peasy. New shot, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm hoping it's not either. So I'm surviving just fine so far, but we will see. Kisama. Urokadana. Bastard, stupid. Listen, my knowledge of how to string sentences together in Japanese is actually non-existent. I don't understand it at all. But I do know some words that sound cool to say, and that is pretty cool. People find it quite offensive. Yes, so I imagine it would be a swear. Well, I ain't saying it to anyone in particular. I would not talk down to anyone in that way, unless they really deserved it. Certainly not talking to any of you in particular in that way. I'm simply saying that. Interesting and real cool. Witcher Street, thank you very much. And Chun, thank you so much. I'm so handsome to... Am I? Am I really? Thank you. It's not a swear word. I'm getting so many mixed opinions. Some people say it's offensive. Some people say it's not a swear word to begin with. I don't know, bruv. I don't fancy going outside and taking somebody out back and doing what needs to be done just so that I can tell the difference. Rin, thank you very much. Not sure if you remember, but I asked about... to be a boy. I was right! I was right! Way! Got him! Got him! Congratulations. Congratulations to the happy couple. Sai, thank you very much. Aisha. And Rel, thank you very much. Have I ever been to a cat cafe? I have been to a cat cafe before. I went to a cat cafe a long time ago. I went to a little cat cafe a long time ago. And it was really, really sweet. I went to a cat cafe, and it was a very small, independent cat shelter that doubled as a cat cafe. And I went there a few times with some of my friends, and it was lovely to be around. The cat I remember most... from there was called Michelle. A lot of the cats there were very quiet. They were a little skittish, you know, but you're obviously, when you go to a place like that, you got to just make sure you're respectful of the cats and make sure that they, you're not being weird. They're not there for your entertainment. If a cat wants to come up and say hi to you, it will. If it does not, you can't go up and grab it or anything like that. There was this cat called Michelle, which apparently was feral when she was rescued. And you can tell. They basically said, do not try to touch Michelle under any circumstance. She will scratch you. And we were like, okay, great. All right, good to know. But then Michelle sat close by to our table and was like sat in that very fancy cat-like way of sitting, where it's like got its paws on the ground and it's kind of looking around like, looking around, just sort of like looking at us, but not really addressing anything. And then they bring us our food. And the food, I ordered a tomato soup with some toast And they brought it over in a big box with a lid on it. And I thought, why is that then? Why are you serving it me like this? They take the lid off, and Michelle, vroom, pounces straight onto the fucking soup. Immediately tries to go for it, and one of the charity workers at this cat shelter grabs Michelle by like the stomach and pulls her away. I was like, put the lid back on. And so the lids are there so that you can strategically hide your food and stop your the cats from being able to consume it all, and that was quite a funny experience. And then I remember Michelle being carried away so that she couldn't harm us by the by one of the shelter volunteers, and she was going like and that was great, and the food turned out to be really, really nice. It was a lovely tomato soup, and I went there a few times. It was a really nice cat cafe. I liked it a lot. I'd like to go back to a cat cafe. I've never been to like one of the ones in Japan. Only ever been to a little one in the United Kingdom, but it was nice. It was a good memory. Ooh, the Nico Whiskey Distillery. That sounds really good. I wish I could have gone. Oh, Maya, thank you very much. I'm glad I could have been there for you. Kyo, thank you so much. Miss you so much. Need some sniff today? Perhaps I do. It's just such a funny sound. It's just a little pick me up. I get so much serotonin from just I'm fucking Anne. Am I fucking my Kyun? Am I really? My Kyun. Jinya, how fun is the monkey game? Yes, Jinya, we have another monkey game devotee, another monkey game convert, someone who understands how addictive it is. Opening that game anywhere close to bedtime is very dangerous. Very dangerous. I will get sucked into it. I will get sucked into it every single time. I love the boss events so much. Like, because with the boss events, you need to farm a lot, and you need to get like a really powerful setup in order to beat it, you know, and it's just, oh man. The elite versions of the boss events are really difficult, but you know what? I've beaten quite a few of them because of this one guy on YouTube. Hang on, let me try and find this guy's channel so I can shout him out, because he's helped me so much. Fucking. What's his name? I can find this by Googling, by searching on YouTube, fucking, I'm not gonna fuck him. Balloons, Dread Balloon Elite Guide. Where is this man? Is it this guy? BTD6 Phoenix. He's got a Pat Fusty profile picture with sunglasses. This guy, I'm not sure what his accent is, but it's very calming to listen to. This is my BTD6 guide for Dread Balloon. We're going to be doing this without monkey knowledge, so everyone can follow along. We're going to start by placing a 0-0 farm. I love his accent so much. It's very soothing and sweet to listen to. And every time I follow his guides, they always work. The thing I found about guides for balloons, so many of them just don't fucking work. And I think it's because the game has balance patches so often that a strategy for like a difficult chimps map might have worked perfectly fine when it was made, and then maybe 3 days later a patch was released that nerfs one of the monkeys you use for that guide, and then it just doesn't work anymore, and you gotta find a new strategy. Which is good, it keeps the game dynamic, but for someone who's stupid like me who can't figure out how to beat the harder maps on chimps, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Without monkey knowledge. Yeah, that's the talent tree. Without monkey knowledge. Implying that without monkey knowledge means a lack of knowledge that monkeys exist. Monkeys are a very novel concept. Thinking about Hunt for the Wilder People again. Such a fun film. Sometimes in life, it can feel like there's no way out. Like you're a sheep trapped in a maze designed by wolves. Sometimes the life will give us two doors to choose from. And behind one of those doors, it's very easy to get through that door. And on the other side is all the nummiest treats you could imagine. Fanta, LMP, burger rings, Coke Zero. But there's another door. Not the Burger Ring door. Not the Fenta door. Another door that's harder to get through. You almost want to take a guess what's on the other side? Jesus. It's not Jesus. I thought Jesus first time I opened that door. It's not Jesus. It's another door. Who wants to take a guess at what's on the other side of that door? Jesus. Yeah, Jesus. Yes, Jesus. He's tricky like that, Jesus. So let us pray. We can hope that we can get through some of those doors and find our bounty of delicious confectionery. Thank you, Sheila. Take it away. Nikosaka, thank you so much. And Rebecca, thank you very much. Late today, I will also travel to Japan next month. Oh, I hope you have fun. Miabeng, thank you very much. Rainbow, welcome back, my lord. Miss you so much. Just finished working overtime. The work is bitter, but fortunately, you are very sweet. Ooh, Weather here has been bad, but you are my sunshine. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you, Miabeng. What are the lines they have in Hunt for the Wilder People? I love the part at the end when he reads the haiku. Me and this fat kid, we ran and jumped and read books, and it was the best. Such a sweet film. If you haven't seen Hunt for the Wilder People, I would highly recommend it. It's very, very sweet, cute film. Just so heartwarming and so sweet and so funny. Oh, and then there's the child welfare lady, and she's like, Ricky Baker, you get over here now. Yeah, I'm never gonna stop hunting you. I'm like the Terminator. He's like, no, I'm like the Terminator. Nah, I'm like the Terminator. You're like Sarah Connor, but you're from the first movie before she could do chin-ups. Gigantic Rat Balls. Amazing name for that. Today I also left a toxic underhanded job. Uncertain, I'm afraid of my future. Now, especially now that I likely have ADHD, could use a hug. Oh, you poor thing. A little hug. And remember that if you're worried about having ADHD, as a fellow ADHD haver, a big thing that I can tell you is that it doesn't make you useless. And you know that because you've had jobs before. You've done plenty in your life. It's easy once you're diagnosed to feel like it rules you. But remember, you've done so much in your life already, even if it's been difficult. And the nice thing about ADHD is that, strangely, it makes you really good at some things too. Remember that regardless of what you are prescribed with, regardless of what labels and titles that life may throw at you, and that you may have any immutable characteristics that make you feel like you're less set out for the world, those characteristics will actually eventually lead you into a place that is even better for you than you had before. You have made the right choice. An underhanded, toxic job is a bad place to be, and it will only get worse with time. It will wear you down, and I'm so glad that you're out of that situation now. It's going to be better, all right? I promise. Lily, welcome back. Thank you. Just joined because of work. What did he tell you? What you I did. I talked about my flight. I talked about Hibiki. Happy that you had fun with your friends. I had an amazing time. Very productive time. And I missed you too. Miao last Friday was my birthday. I had a great time receiving many gifts, eating delicious food. It's a pity that I couldn't get your blessings. Oh, it's okay. Well, you get my blessings now. Happy birthday for a couple of, happy birthday for last Friday. I really hope you had a wonderful time. And you've also been writing a little message. Let me read this. It was love. I'm stupid. No, you ain't. I'm stupid. I'm a silly guy. But then again, being stupid is kind of sweet sometimes. So I think that works to my benefit more often than not. I'm stupid and not good at words. Always have a lot to say when facing you, but I don't know how to express. I fancy you. I really love you. Sometimes I hate the language barrier between us. Oh, it's fine. I mean, I think you're communicating just fine. Thank you, Chris, for the super. Just wanted to thank you for your ADHD vid got diagnosed, and it was a great pick-me-up. Oh, that's such wonderful news. Sometimes, like, when I think about that stream, I get a little worried that, like, I overshared a little bit, because it's a lot of personal stuff. You know, that's my life, and you know, like a medical journey and all that kind of stuff. And it's mad to share that with such a large audience. But I know that the overall impact of that has been positive, and that it has helped people and encouraged them to seek their own diagnosis and to be more honest with the things that they need to get through life. And so I am, every time I visit that topic and think, did I do too much? Did I overshare? I think, no, I've helped, and that is good enough for me. Yeah, thank you very much. Ooh, very exciting. Send you a round of full moons. It is the moon we share together. Very nice. It's true. We do share the moon. We all look at the same one. No matter where you are in the world, it's always the same moon that you see. Unless, of course, you're on a different planet. We have anyone from Jupiter over here? I'm like a comedian on stage. We got anybody from Jupiter? And then there's like an alien in the back. It's like, Boga's been did. Hey! Oh, and somebody might have ADHD I met in my new job. Do you have any suggestions on how to get along with her? Honestly, as a person with ADHD, the biggest thing that is really helpful... So I'll try to explain sort of the way it affects social situations. ADHD makes you high in impulsivity, and it makes you forgetful, and it makes you very bad at time management. Generally, for people with ADHD, a big help is a very genuine and friendly reminder every once in a while. Understand that we forget shit all the time, very easily. There are people who I have told the same story to 6 times, because each time I forget that I have told them that story before. It makes you extraordinarily forgetful. And the impulsivity is interesting, because what it essentially means is that you just kind of do shit sometimes. And then, like, only later on do you realize, like, oh, wait a minute, that was kind of a bad idea. But in the moment, you really don't realize it. And sometimes, I mean, it kind of feels like you wind up in a situation, but you don't remember how you got there. It almost feels like you're a little bit like, I don't know. Let me try and describe it. It's almost like you black out sometimes, and when you come to, you're somewhere you didn't intend to go. And it's kind of scary. So people with ADHD struggle to learn from their mistakes, and they also continually, like, can get stuff wrong sometimes. I mentioned it earlier about Sunny, right? The way that when I was being too loud at karaoke, he very politely and calmly let me know, like a pair of adults unlike friends. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't know. And then I put the mic further away from my face, and that was that. Friendly, calm reminders of like, hey, don't do that. Or like, hey, you need to do this. Or like, hey, we're going here. Makes a world of difference. Night and day for someone like me. Okay? So at the workplace, ADHD can affect a person quite a lot. So what I would say is just making it clear that you are patient with them, but you can also help them overcome some stuff that they would struggle to get past on their own, is a really, really good thing to do. So good luck. And just, above all, just try not to treat them too differently because of what they have. Because everyone just wants to be part of the gang. Everyone wants to be normal. And yeah, so that's what I would say. And good luck, by the way. I hope that goes okay for you. Meow Bing, thank you. Before I met you, my life was boring, and now my life has started to run. I work hard and study hard. I've made many friends, done many things I didn't care to do before, and learned that love and being loved are both great things. Thank you, Meow Bing. And for the message, for the Akasupa for the rainbow, that was so, so kind of you. Thank you very much, darling. And I'm glad I could have made a little bit of an impact on your life and sent you in a really happy direction. That makes me so, so proud. So proud. And Ethereal, thank you for the Akasupa. I miss you too. Mwah! Thank you very much for the Akasupa. Allison, your honesty with your diagnosis has actually helped me a lot. I'm guessing that means autistic and ADHD haver. And hearing that I'm not alone with my struggles makes me feel better. Your diagnosis stream made me Oshi. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. All right, well, all my doubts are gone now. I got brand new Kindred out of that. That's fantastic. Someone new for the clan. Hee hee hoo. That's nice. Sometimes I wonder if there might be a bit of autism in me as well. But then again, I feel like maybe sometimes I get kind of confused, and I think maybe I confuse what could be an autistic special interest for just the subject of hyperfocus, and sometimes it can be difficult to tell them apart. If I do have a bit of that, I think I'm all right, and I can just sort of, you know, have that be a part of me. Because it's definitely not to the point where it's limiting me to the extent that ADHD is. It's just sort of a conversation I have with myself sometimes where I have like a little bit of, I'll like kind of think a certain way, or I'll do a certain thing, and I'll think like, that seems a lot like something, it seems indicative of this or that. And if I help her with some time and work planning, would it be possible for her to be offended? Yes, it's definitely possible. I mean, there's a perception with ADHD that it's common among, you know, hyperactive kids. And this, well, it's not exactly true. That's kind of like a misconception that winds up getting misdiagnosed. But a lot of the time, it's easy to talk down to someone with ADHD or autism who might need help. So as long as you come at it from a friend perspective and you try not to talk down to them and say, what I would say, instead of like saying, I'm going to help you do all of this, just go up and say, hey, if you need a hand with anything, just let me know, all right? Or like, and then maybe do a little bit without being asked, just a little bit, and say, oh, I went ahead and I took care of this for you. Oh, just a reminder, we've got this going on and stuff like that. Just approach it with genuine friendliness and urge to be, to help them, you know. And I think that's all it's going to take for them to understand that you're not sort of being patronizing or anything. Oh, have I kissed you today? Oh, I can't remember. Mwah. Lisa, thank you very much. You ever had any impressive drinks in Japan? Apart from the hibiki on the plane, because I was medicated for a lot of the time I was over there, and on days where I have my meds I can't drink, I had a lot of the Suntory all-free, the alcohol-free beer that they have. And as far as alcohol-free beer goes, it's very good. I thought it was really crisp and refreshing and lovely. It tastes like alcohol-free beer. I mean, it will always taste different from actual beer, but it was good, and I was having lots of it. And that was like those drinks where I was like, Mokitotsu onegaishimasu. Arigatou gozaimasu. Gigantic rat balls. What was it that made you suspect ADHD in particular? I'll tell you what it was. It was one day. It was Akumama and Papa Akuma. One day they both. It was not long before I debuted actually. We went on a little bit of a family trip to the beach for a couple of days, and we stayed in this Airbnb. And at one point they just kind of sat me down and they're like, "Son, we kind of want to have a conversation. You ever thought about like this and this and this and this and this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Well, you ever thought about maybe the fact that that might be related to something?" And I was like, how do you mean?" And they were the ones to kind of get me to see, oh, well, maybe this is a thing. And I became interested, did my reading, and eventually got around to getting my diagnosis. And honestly, getting like therapy for it and getting medicated has been genuinely life-changing. Knowing like the difference now, and knowing what I was like before I had the ability to, you know, have a little bit of medication in order to focus better, the biggest thing that medication does for me, I thought it would make me more productive and more accountable, or like, you know, sort of better with time management. It's helped with that a little bit, but I think that's mostly about personal development, and medication makes that easier. The big thing that it does is that it makes me so much more socially aware. I am so much more aware of my surroundings, and I'm so much more aware of like, I should or should not say this, I should do that, I should remember to be mindful of this, because so many times otherwise I just kind of don't do that, and it's really difficult. Sunny Raid, welcome on in, Brisket. That's everybody come in, everybody gather around the fucking campfire. Everybody, I'm going to tell you a story all about how my life got flipped turned upside down. Thank you so much for the raid, Sunny, my man. Good to see you again. Thank you, Amok Moon, for the super. Oh my god. Task paralysis, Jesus. That's a big one. Task paralysis is a big one. Even when medicated, I have a problem with task paralysis. There are so many times I will just sit, you know? And your mind builds an impenetrable wall around the task, and it's like, well, I guess I'm just not doing that. I guess I'm just not doing that now. It's stinky. Oh, it's stinky, suck my ass. Darius, thanks very much. Ask for a hug or some encouragement. It's all going to be okay. Don't let yourself get too stressed out, and if you are, you're allowed to take a break, no matter what people tell you. Mitsuki, thank you very much. Give me the courage to pursue what I wanted to do, and now I've got the job I've been pining for. Everyone in this fucking fandom is so successful and so talented and so cool and sexy, and I am very happy to have assembled you all. I'm like fucking Nick Fury for talented, hot people. Lumos, thank you very much. First super chat. Glad you've been enjoying your life and dedicated to the things you love. I'm glad to be, and I'm very excited for you all to see the results of what I've been cooking up, because it's very exciting. It's very, very exciting. Thank you for the super Lumos. Lulu off with the gifted. Thank you so much. Umino Ko. Thank you very much. Your Nihongo Jozu when you're requesting another glass of beer. Biro akawari. Is that how you say that? I was always going mo hitotsu onegaishimasu. That was the big one. That was the big phrase that I learned. What was the taxi one again? What was the taxi one? Koku de ii desu. Koku de ii desu. Koku de oroshite kudasai. Koku made onegaishimasu. Koku made onegaishimasu. Kendra. Of course you can. You can't get away from me. I will hunt you to the ends of the earth. Feronia, thank you for the gifted. Roku, thank you very much. I think they're shipping your 1 mil merch early. Let's fucking go. Yeah, I saw some pictures of people putting the onigiri plushie up next to my puppet, and the onigiri plushie is way bigger. And I want to ask how long it'll be before there's a recreation of that image of maybe my puppet sat on the sofa and then 5 big onigiris stood behind him. If you know, you know, and I'm guessing 90% of you probably do. Red Asta Huma and Sugary, thank you so much for the gifted. Welcome in all the Briskadets and getting them a membership. You love to see it. Meow Puff. Jenny Alex, thank you for the gift. You guys are so fucking kind. Oh, I'm so happy. Fuck. Never before had I been so loved. Chun, thank you very much. Need to undergo a minor surgery. Oh no. Be wearing sunglasses for a period of time. Yes, you're going to look cool. You're going to look cool. That's what we call a silver lining here in the business. Moon, thank you very much. Miss you so much. Hope you have a wonderful trip. I have many assessments recently and I feel really stressful. But I hope that you let me feel better. Hell yeah. Glad I can make you feel better. Just make sure you focus, okay? And I'm here to help you relax, but don't let me make you lose sight of what's important. You're gonna do great. Many assessments, you're gonna destroy them. You're gonna destroy them, and I'm gonna be proud of you, like I already am. And thank you very much. Looking forward to you watching play Lies of P. I don't know anything about Lies of P. I know it's Pinocchio and Dark Souls and Bloodborne, and that's like it. That's all I know. So I'm very excited to see what that's like. Avery, if you don't mind, what does a tofu and an adult toy have in common? They're both meat substitutes. That was a good one. Just Jay, thank you very much. I have eye contacts with different diopter in each eye. Yes. Fuck. All right, everybody. I'm going to end it there. I have an appointment with my psychiatrist in about 20 minutes' time, so I need to get going. I need to relax a little bit and be in the right frame of mind for that. So I will be seeing you all later on. So tomorrow there will be no stream. I will be focusing on my off-stream work. I will be editing my little heart out. But then the day after that, we will be having... we will be playing Lies of P, and I'm very excited to see what that game is like. So thank you very much, everyone, for coming today. It was amazing to get to reconnect, and we can consider there won't be many streams. I'll try to stream as much as I can, but there won't be as much as normal for the next few weeks. But just please consider this the calm before the storm, because when it happens... you'll want to be in the room where it happens. In the room where it happens, the room where it happens. Well, how does that song go? I've got to be! I want to watch Hamilton again now. Kumaki and Savina, thank you very much. And Succubus Nightly and Sal, thank you very much. I've got to be! In the room where it happens. How does that song go? Hang on. Boom. How does the song go? Oh god, these fucking lyrics are ridiculous. You know what I think? Lin-Manuel Miranda might be cringe, but if you can write songs like this, I think you're allowed to be cringe. I think outside of committing actual crimes, whatever, man. You made Hamilton. It's fine. We forgive you. No one else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. No one really knows how the game is played. The art of the trade, how the sausage gets made. I actually really want to watch that again now. All right, I gotta go. I gotta go. I'm running out of time. I'm getting distracted again. You got the cringe pass. Fern, thank you very much. And Sal, thank you very much. All right, that's all from me. See you all another time on Wednesday, where we're gonna be playing some fucking Lies of P-ness. See you then. Goodbye. And remember... What do you have to remember? Perhaps you'll never know. The music cut me off. Remember! You have to remember! It's very important that you remember to... Did you get that? Did you get that? Remember! Remember! Okay, believe it! Naruto,